So yesterday, as per our discussion, today we are going to start GUI programming with project type. So now, what is GUI and how you are going to implement GUI programming? So basically, GUI is for, already you are very familiar with this, graphical user interface. Now here, this is also, we call it as Windows development or desktop development. So while you're going to create a Windows programming, we need to do three things. One is, what are the controls are available and what are the properties for the controls and what are the events for the controls. So these three. So one is a property, one is an event. And these are all the controls are available in toolbox. Shortcut key for this, properties is a separate window. That's a window called as properties window. We just press F4. And events are nothing but an activity performed by the control. In F4 we can choose another option called as event, and default events, if you need it, we just double click on a control. If a button is clicked, so button click event. So once we click on a button, automatically it will generate the event. So now I will see. Go to file menu, new project. Here is a template called as Windows Forms application. GUI app. Once we selected Windows Forms application, now it will create the interface called as GUI. Now see here, yesterday we selected a console application. So this is Windows application. By default, this window environment is showing. So this is what we call it as container. It is a form container. Minimize box, maximize box, and close button. Control Alt X. It is a shortcut to display the toolbox. If you want to design anything inside this form, you need to use these controls. Categorization, database controls, navigation controls, basic controls, and every project common controls. That is the category. Printing, dialog boxes, and third-party controls, components. especially for report generation, report control, and richness for our Windows is WP. So now here, property. What is a property? Behavior of this particular controls or containers. What is behavior? Height, width, and we can change the font size, background colors, and font colors. And you need to be apply borders. All the things is going to give some styles to the controls. So here, right click, property. So where we right click on this particular control or a container, based on that these properties will differ. So now here, common controls, there it is a label which is used to display the static text as well as some dynamic text. For this, go to property, there a label control, here identification. Each and every control will be having common properties. One of the common property is name. It is going to use the meaningful name for the control. LBL, it is a naming convention. Title, so it is used to display only the title. And these are all the behaviors. What is the behavior? We want to set some background color for this. So what type of background? Your own colors customization for websites, web colors, for system colors. So what type of color we need it, we can select here. So here it is, different colors are showing. So this is the background color of label. Only label is applied. Now here, if you have selected how many controls are placed, only one. So it is showing as only one, that is a label. Now if you are selected as a form, then form is also having the background color. So if we are selected this, the total entire the form behavior is changed. So we should be careful that which properties we are selected. Are we selected form property or are we selected label property? Based on that, it will be going to change. Now we need to apply some text for the label. So here, label text. That label text is bookshop. But the size is not bigger. So what we have to do? Font has sub-properties. Font size. How much size you need it? 15 inches. Then you can increase this. You want more, then we can assign this. So depends on the size of the characters, it is going to reflect here. And you want bold equal to true. This. And you want to underline or some italic style, strike out. This is, all these are all the properties belongs to font. You want to change the font family. So what type of font family we need it, we can choose here. So this is the type of characters will come. What option you are selected here. So depends on the font family, it is going to reflect. If you want to set an image from our local system, then we can select image and import. Till now the image is available in a local system. So we need to import the pictures. Select the picture. So automatically it is having some background. So now the background color will be replaces with image and the text will come. Now the letters colors you can change. Okay, so that is property. Now what is event? Event is an action. So everywhere, whenever you're going to design anything, you need to have some basic is what type of data we need to enter and what data we need to enter. These two are common. Once you enter, you need to give submission. So this is label and this is text box and this is button. Now here, I click on it property or press F4. This is form. Now two labels, one text box and one button. Now we can select the text box property should come. So now what we have to do, we need to apply the events. Once we clicked on the button, what we have to do? Say for example, register or submit. This is a text property. It is going to reflect to the button. Once we double click on this, now again the C# logic will come here. So when this code will execute, whenever we clicked on the button. So what is the activity? Button is clicked, it will work. No, just I am going to move the mouse pointer on this. Then only it has to be raised. Then here the default events. When you want to work, you want to click on the mouse, you want to enter the mouse, you just move the mouse pointer and you just leave the mouse pointer. So that is whenever we are moving the mouse on that, automatically we should activate some logic. Whenever leave the mouse on that, activate some logic, something like that. So now here we can apply. Select the label and text box, press the control key. Now move down. How many number of controls you want, it will come. So here email ID, password, we are going to generate. So right click, property. Now this is event property and this is properties. Now here this text there, it just says that email ID. And this is for password. So every time select, right click, property. Instead of wasting the time, here auto hide symbol, bell symbol, you just click on it. It will keep it aside constantly like this. So we just select the control, come to here, change it. So select this particular label and this text. Now we can say password. Now, whenever we have entered the password, the text should not be visible to others. So what we have to do? We need to select the control, right side. We have a property called as password char. So what type of character you want to display, you want to show whenever the user is entered the data at runtime. Now we can say simply star symbol. Star symbol is going to appear under the text box. So So now here these two controls, common property automatically should come. We want to make bold for both the labels. So select the label bold and again select the label bold, not necessary. So what are the common properties are required? All the common properties we can do at a time like this. So highlight the controls and you can apply the property, automatically it will reflect. And even these two text boxes also. What type of letters, colors at runtime you want to show inside of text boxes. Now whenever we move the mouse pointer on this, whenever we leave the mouse pointer on that, we want to do some activity. This is first text box. Now whenever mouse is over, mouse is moving on that, then mouse over. So here double click. Where we double click, first text box, mouse moving. So once we have moved the mouse on that particular text box, it will come. This code will execute only mouse over. Next, mouse leave. Double click on this mouse leave. So once they leave the mouse pointer on that, then automatically we should display the activity. Now what we have to do here, while you are going to select the property, we have the property is called as borders. Whenever we selected text box mouse move, we want to show some hot track like border. So sorry. So this is fixed symbol. Okay. So it is somewhat difference between this and this outline. Fixed 3D. Looking like similar. So now this is a property. Fixed symbol. This should come at runtime once we mouse is moving on it. Go to here. Whenever we move the mouse pointer on this, we need to change the behavior. Text box 1 dot border style equal to border style dot fixed symbol. Now, whenever leave the mouse, it is looking like same effect only. We are not going to change its behavior. So that which control is active state, we can understand. Now, this is also having same behavior. Then again the same logic we need to write. But text boxes are different. First we will see repeated logic, then how it will be combined both the two, we'll see. Mouse is moving same, but this is for second text box. Second text box mouse over this. And the second text box mouse leave, again go to here this. Now here whether you have filed the event or not, we can easily to identify all these events places blanks. But which one you have written the code, you can observe that right hand side, the event name is going to appear here. You can select another text box. It will display. You can select a button, events, we have only click event. So it is showing button click. So that means controls are having the logic inside only these events. So maybe you have written, maybe I have written, or somebody is written. How to detect what type of logic they have written, and this logic will define what type of events you can identify easily based on the first identify what are the controls are used, because maybe some controls are hiding here that will display at runtime after execution of that particular code, but control is appear here. So what we have to do, we need to identify the list of controls that are available in the form, and then select each and every control and observe the right hand side, what are the events it activated. So now here, this is redundancy code. Redundancy means repetition. 4 events. One is for first text box, mouse over, first text box, mouse leave, and second text box, mouse over, second text box, mouse leave. So now we need to show all these things again. Only small change, text box name is changed. So this is beginner style. Advanced style, we don't want to generate 4 events. We want to generate only 2, but that 2 will be attached to the 2 controls. So here, first we will check it, then we will see. Here this is the second text box, and this is the second text box. Now go to start here. Press F5, 3 activities will perform. Save, build, execute. Save means what we have created here, that will be saved permanently. Whenever you open next time also it will come. Build. Build means whatever logic you have written in the background, that logic will have any errors, it should raise. Run. Show me the output. So 3 activities will perform with single command F5 execution. So now here, see, once we mouse moving on that, it will come like this. And once we leave the mouse on that, it will come like this. Okay. So now what we have to do, we need to place the cursor on this. It is going to display some fixed symbol, the height, width, and some outline is coming like this. And whenever we leave the mouse on the same as it is first startup time, how the text boxes look like, the same type of style is coming. Either first text box or either second text box. So now we just clicked on the button. Button is clicked. Button click, whatever logic we have written, that will work. So now, without database activities and this email ID, password, 2 fields are required. Double click on the button. Here, the same whatever basics we covered, conditional statements, loops, arrays, oops, all the things again and again will repeat. Now, whether we need to verify if the email ID is something, if press 2 times tab, automatically the syntax will be generated by the Visual Studio. Now here text box 1, text box 2, maybe 10 text boxes, then 8, 9, 10 like that. But instead of that, we need to give some naming conventions. So no one use 1, 2, 3s. Always the better practice, you have to give the naming conventions. So here, instead of that, txt. This is for what purpose we are using email ID. So this is txt email ID. And this is a text box what we can use password purpose. So this is for txt password. So once we have saved the changes, go to code here. earlier we have written txt text box 1 text box 2 text box 1 text box 2 like this. Automatically earlier is text box 1, but they changed this control ID as email ID. Automatically changed password, but events will not change because the events will not under the properties, it is under the event section. It is just like user defined names. Whatever the name they need it, they can apply it. This is. So this is the name is not going to change. Only the control names will be going to change. So it should not raise any error. Text box 1 cannot be found, text box 2 cannot be found, such type of errors will not come. So now here, while you are going to write the logic if, what we have to do? This is the txt for text box. Maybe mail ID if they are entered, this is for only single comparison. Once we have stored all the mail IDs, passwords in a database table, then we can compare one by one whether this will be matched in any one of the mail ID or not, or password is matched in any one of the mail or not. So we have to write queries in SQL Server. Now that we can compare. So this is txt email ID. This is a name. Now what we need to compare, what text they typed in the text box. So txt email ID dot text is equal to, so we can say something, quotations here inside. This is a mail ID, test @gmail.com. So this is a text @gmail.com. And one more thing. So this is the and the conditional operator. Here txt, this is a password dot text. It is also equal to something like test123, anything. So if these details are correct, then we have to say that details are valid. We need to go to next page. So here message, whatever the message is there, that we need to show. Message box dot show. What type of message you need to show? This text box message. So this is the email ID dot text. This one. So this mail ID dot text will be going to shows for us valid. Here you can see, and maybe if it is invalid, then we can simply say is that else. This, place the cursor in any of the line. Just Control C. Here is Control V. No need of completely highlight the whole line and apply. So now save it. Once we execute this, now here, what are the details we have taught? Test @gmail.com, test123. So this is for test@gmail.com. And this is for test123. So it is not going to display the text inside. Now we can click on that. It is showing us @gmail.com value. And here we can type something wrong, password. Then it will show the invalid. So whenever it is valid, we need to navigate to next page. So here we need some padding also there. Now we can say go to project menu, add one more form, Windows form. Now this form is something like welcome form. Now click on add it. So this is another form. This is first form and this is second form. How to open this first form to second form. So here select form 1 and this is form 2. Double click on a button. Once it is valid, now what is that particular form? Welcome. So we need to say welcome. So FRMW, form for welcome form, equal to new welcome. So this is form welcome. We need to show the welcome form. Here we can say form object name dot show. So once we use this method, this form is going to visible after the validation is successful. Now we can check it here. Keep the breakpoint. Once we click on start, and there we can say this is. So test@gmail.com and this is test123. So once we can submit, now it will come here. Use here debugging, tracing, one by one, line by line. Press F11. Move the mouse pointer here. This is test@gmail.com. Move the mouse pointer here, test123. And this is highlight the complete text. Right click. Choose the option called as add watch. So this is add watch will tell you whether the condition is fail or the condition is success. Now highlight up to text box text property, whether it is empty or it has any data. So this text box text is test123. We are also compare with test123. Now that condition is true. What text box value? This value. Now the same thing you can apply for email ID also. So what is a mail ID? And whether this mail ID is comparing with our own text. I click add watch. So now both the conditions are true. First condition, second condition. Then it will comes inside. F11. Condition is valid. So it will comes inside. Now it shows the message box. This email ID is valid. Now we need to show the welcome form. So select the welcome. Automatically the welcome form designer is activated. Now